Yes, Islam is in modern science. Islam was revealed in Mecca in the year 560, you know, in the era of the Jahiliyyah, which is the time of ignorance. But when Muhammad came, it became the light age. It used to be called, Mecca used to be called, a backward age, Jahiliyyah. But when Islam came with the Quran, it became a light age, because the Quran is here to throw light to things. And in the Quran, Allah said, وَلَكَ صَرَفْنَا فِي هَذَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلنَّاسِ مِنْ كُلِّ مَثَلٍ. Indeed, we, God Almighty, we have explained everything that you need to know in this Quran. Then the Quran also said, إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا ذِكْرٌ لِلْعَالَمِينَ وَلَتَعْلَمُنَّ نَبَأَهُ بَعْدَ حِينٍ. This Quran is for the whole of mankind. But as time goes on, mankind will come to understand the implication of the Quranic truth. So from there, we begin to understand that God Almighty said in the Quran, things have been explained. And I'm giving you, there is a man in America, he's there already. He's one of the best, science. When it comes to the modern science, he's written about 71 books. I'm going to remember his name. I always forget the name, but it's going to come. He wrote so many books, but 3 of the books became so prominent. Billions and Billions, The Brutest Mind, and Cosmics. These books are the book of science. It has been translated to many, many languages. In fact, for that piece of work that he did in terms of modern science, he was given, a plaque that shows that he is supreme when it comes to science. And all scientists today build their case in terms of advancement on his books. Now, he mentioned that 20 billion years ago, there was no heaven, there was no earth, there was no Jupiter, no Neptune, no Mars. None of this established solar system existed. Nothing existed except 3 elements: hydrogen, helium, and huge amount of dust. That is what we call interstellar galactic material. It bound together 20 billion years ago, and in the central core of that mechanism, heat, radiation, boom, it blasted. Science called that the Big Bang. 20 years ago, it blasted. But the beauty of it is that 20 billion years ago, he's telling us that that boom is still being felt as we sit here right now. That recession, boom, is being explained, and he explained it. He said, to know that, get a stagnant water, get a stone, throw it inside. The ripple effects, that shows that it is expanding. Or he said, get a balloon, before you blow the balloon, put it down, get a pen, make a dotlet all around it, turn around, do the same thing. Now begin to blow it. As you blow, you will see the dotlets, they are moving away. That is how he explained the Big Bang. That means it is still expanding. And that expansion, it is the fastest movement that we can ever record in modern science. It's 186.3 thousand miles per second. That is how fast, boom, it's still going on, the ascension. This man was given so many cash present. He went to Yale, Cambridge, Oxford, and he gave lectures on the hypothesis, and they clapped for him. He's all over the place. And then we told him, look, man, this information that you just brought about through painstaking research is in the Quran. He said, man, what are you talking about? In the Quran, a book that came over 1,400 years ago in the desert, far from any civilization. How could that be? We say, it's there. Now, you tell me, how did Muhammad knew this thing? Now, look at what the Quran said. I'm not going to read in Arabic, just to make time easy. The Quran said, do not the unbelievers see that the heaven and earth were joined together at one point? Then we separate them asunder, and we made from water every living thing. Wouldn't they then believe? Now we know today, from the common origin of science, it used to be the 3 elements bind together, and then it spewed. The Quran said, do they not see? How do they see? With their telescope, they go to the space. Haven't they seen that the 3 elements were bind together? Then we separate them, and then he said, we made from water every living thing, which is part of biology. We know also today that protoplasm is the basis of aquatic measure that brought about life. Life came from water. And the